to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles game against the New England Patriots. Before I begin, I don't like the Patriots. Never really liked them. I've always said that it's been the Eagles' bane of their existence for years, right? Tom Brady and Bill Belichick together, they were like the dream team, winning 3 Super Bowls in the early 2000s and then 3 Super Bowls in the late 2000s, going to 3 Super Bowls in there. And I always felt like they were a team that I always wanted to lose like every single week. Like every fan, I believe, has an AFC or an NFC like interconference rival that they just hate. And the Patriots were one of those teams. I'll even go ahead and admit that I remember back at Super Bowl 42, I actually rooted for the Giants to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl just because I hated them so bad. And I did hate the Giants back then, but I didn't hate them nearly as much as I hated the Patriots and that whole dynasty that they had created. The next Super Bowl against the Giants, I was rooting for the Patriots, but Super Bowl 42, I was rooting for the Giants to win that game. Don't fire at me. So I always look at those games and I'm like, dude, I just want to beat them. I just want to beat Bill Belichick for all the times that he defeated the Eagles. 2003, the Super Bowl 39, 2007 on my birthday. I think it was 2011 on my birthday. And then the Philadelphia Eagles defeated them for the first time in 2014 with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly beat Bill Belichick. Man. And Tom Brady. And then, obviously, Super Bowl 52, the Philadelphia Eagles' only Super Bowl championship. Have some fond memories about that. And then the Eagles lost to Brady and Belichick in 2019, 17-10. Just a very embarrassing game because the Eagles had the lead. And I feel like going into this game, I really wanted to see how the offense was going to run because we've got a new offensive coordinator. I wanted to see how the defense was going to run because we have a new defensive coordinator. And, I've just been hearing what people have been saying about what these two guys are going to do. I wanted to see how Jalen Hurts was going to do after not playing during the preseason, after losing the Super Bowl. I wanted to see this team in action, of course, because I'm a huge Eagles fan. Like, if you're watching me during the game, bro, I did 197. I don't know if you can see that. 197 workout hours. And I was sitting on the couch the whole time. Okay? I get up for these games. I get amped for these games. So, I'm just going to say that in the beginning, I was impressed. Okay? Going up 16-0 in the first quarter, that's impressive. Getting a pick six, that's impressive. Recovering a fumble, that's impressive. Going down the field on your opening drive to kick a field goal. Going down the field after a turnover to score a touchdown, to go up 16-0, that was impressive. First quarter was really good. After that, man, I don't even know what kind of team showed up. I know, like, a lot of people, well, the Eagles won. I get it, the Eagles won. I feel like I would be like a horrible college football fan sometimes because I know in college football, right, if you win, then you're excited about it. Right? Even if you play poorly against a really bad team. Like, a win is a win, right? My wife always gets on me because she's like, what was it? Some team rushed the field last night that I didn't think should have rushed the field. Oh, it was Colorado. Their fans rushed the field after beating Nebraska, they're just not a good team. And I was like, why are you rushing the field? Like, you dominated a team that isn't very good. And she was like, stop trying to police 19-year-olds. So I'm just one of those people who, if I see something that I'm disgruntled with, especially with the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call the negative things as I see it. I'm going to call this a win. I'm happy to win. Of course, I'm always happy to win. Except for that one time against Dallas where we beat Ben DiNucci, where I don't even think we deserved to win that game. We deserved to win this game, right? We were the better team and deserved to win it. Made more plays. They made more mistakes than the Eagles did. But I look back at this game and I say to myself, man, we didn't look dominant at all. We didn't look like the NFC champions or the conference champions. We looked like a team that looked confused at times. We looked like a team that didn't look poised. We looked like a team that made horrible head coaching decisions. The leader of the team, our quarterback, Jalen Hurts. I'm going to tell you something. Last year, there was not a single thing negative that I had to say about Jalen Hurts the whole time. I didn't even have to speak about Jalen Hurts. Every single time I was like, this guy had a good game. This guy had a good game. I had nothing negative to say about Jalen Hurts at all. This game, missing wide open receivers. Like, it seems like the game has not slowed down for him at this point in the season. I don't know what to say. He looked lost and confused the whole game. And this is an objective person. This is an objective person who, yes, I've had my criticism of Jalen Hurts, and I've had my praise of Jalen Hurts. Last year, there are no criticisms that I had about Jalen Hurts. Not a single one. Sure, there were times where I thought he could improve, but like when it came to like the number of things and the people who did the worst, he was always at the top of doing the best. I didn't even have to look at it or even criticize Jalen Hurts. He looked bad in this game. He looked horrendous in this game. If we're going to call him the team leader, he did not look good. Okay, fine. He didn't look horrendous, but he didn't look good. He didn't look like the guy who's supposed to be the franchise quarterback. He didn't look good. And you know what? I fully expect him to look back and understand that he needs to do better, and I expect that he will make some changes to his game because he does need to do better. He wasn't the only one who did bad things, but 3 and outs consistently, a fumble to almost end the game. That's not something that you look for. I don't really know what we were doing when it came to the play calling in the second quarter. It looked like we weren't even trying. I don't even know what that was. Like when the Eagles went down the field to score their opening field goal, they were doing a lot of really good things, running the ball with Gainwell, consistently checking the ball down. But then afterwards, it seemed like Jalen Hurts didn't want to check the ball down, and we were just calling constant pass plays. And that just doesn't work. It doesn't work against the Bill Belichick offense or defense. It's not going to work. The way that the Eagles went in to end the first quarter with the checkdowns and ball control and making drives go longer, that was working. Afterwards, I don't even know what that was. I really don't. There were points in time where the defense looked genius. We're able to stop the run, pick 6 of Mac Jones. But then there were times where allowing 3 touchdowns by Mac Jones to receivers that you shouldn't be allowing touchdowns to. Like there was a point in time in that game where Mac Jones was controlling the game. Now, he was never able to take full control of the game because in the fourth quarter, the defense looked solid and we're getting sacks and getting pressure on him. But, man, the middle of the field, that's going to be a real weakness throughout the whole season because the Patriots were able to exploit that middle of the field. That's just how things were. Jake Elliott looked really good in special teams. Hope that he keeps that up. As for Nick Sirianni, Nick Sirianni almost blew this game for the Eagles. Almost completely blew the game wide open, right? The Eagles are up by 11. Patriots score a touchdown, score 6 points. They don't get the 2-point conversion. Eagles get the ball. Jalen Hurts fumbles, and the Patriots get the ball back. Then the Patriots don't do anything with it. They go for it on 4th down. They don't get it. The Eagles are like close to midfield. It's 4th and 2 with like a minute and 30 seconds left. And to me, I'm thinking to myself, dude, punt. The Patriots have one timeout, just one timeout. Punt the ball, Give it to them. Even if they get it at their 20-yard line, it's still better than if they get it at their own 48-yard line, which they ended up doing. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, Jalen has looked shaky all game. He did. He looked shaky all game. Missing receivers at certain points in time. Not looking at his checkdowns. Fumbling the ball. He made a few good passes here and there, right? To extend drives. But when we got to the red zone, it seemed like things were not looking good for us. So you go for it on 4th and 2. And look, the Eagles still won the game. But, I mean, why not just give the Patriots the ball deep in their own territory with them needing to get down the field with more speed, right? You give them the ball at their own 48-yard line, they've got 52 yards to work with instead of the alternative where they might have 80 yards or more to work with. It just didn't make any sense. It was completely baffling. It was almost the reason why the team lost the game. Like, I could have been sitting here just ripping Nick Sirianni a new one. This team really needs to improve next week or Thursday against Minnesota. I know Minnesota lost their game against Tampa, but it doesn't matter. It's a week-to-week thing, right? If the Eagles play on offense the way they played today, then we're going to have problems throughout the season. We're going to have huge problems. So, offensively, you need to adapt. Someone needs to adapt. Someone needs to take the leadership role on this team. Because I didn't see anything from Jalen Hurts. I didn't. I didn't see anything from Nick Sirianni. I didn't. I didn't see anyone rallying the troops in the game. It just felt like the team expected to win the game, but they weren't actually... They were just going through the motions. And that's not what I like to see as a fan, especially as a fan of a team that went to the NFC Championship game, that went to the Super Bowl, that went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. And I don't care what any of these other teams did. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is my own team and how well or how poorly they played. And I can say right now, the first quarter was the only good play by this team in the whole game. The rest of it, yeah, sure, we got some field goals, but there's a lot of need for improvement with this team. A lot of not using guys that I felt like we needed to use in certain situations. So that's the game. Again, I'm happy to win. Don't get things twisted. I'm happy that this team won the game. I am not happy how this team won the game.